The night Hollywood burned, when paradise turned to ash. In the shadow of a blood-red sun, Los Angeles faced its darkest hour. What began as wisps of smoke in the distance would soon become the most devastating wildfire in the city's history, transforming the glamorous hills of Hollywood into an apocalyptic landscape. As fierce Santa Ana winds howled through the canyons, reaching speeds that bent ancient palm trees like rubber, the inferno began its merciless march through some of the world's most coveted real estate. The A-list exodus. Hollywood's elite faced nature's fury. Anthony Hopkins, the legend who lost everything twice. The silence in Anthony Hopkins' Pacific Palisades home was broken by the shrill sound of evacuation sirens. At 87, the Oscar-winning actor faced a cruel déjà vu. Having already lost his London home to fire in 2002, Hopkins had moved to this peaceful sanctuary in 2021, believing he'd found safe harbor after his previous Malibu residence narrowly escaped another blaze. Now, watching flames approach his window, the man who portrayed some of cinema's most powerful characters found himself powerless against nature's fury. Security footage shows Hopkins' Mercedes racing down his driveway for the last time as embers began raining down like a demonic snowfall. Hours later, the place where he'd hoped to spend his golden years existed only in memory. Mark Hamill, Star Wars icon's real-life battle. For Mark Hamill, who brought hope to the galaxy as Luke Skywalker, the reality of watching his Malibu sanctuary burn felt more terrifying than any Death Star battle. These are the most horrific fires since '93, Hamill shared on Instagram, his voice trembling in a video posted from his daughter's house. The actor, whose estate was valued at over $3 million, captured haunting footage of flames cresting the ridge behind his home, a scene more apocalyptic than anything industrial light and magic ever created. In a bitter twist, the property's telescope dome, where Hamill often stargazed with fans at charity events, melted into an unrecognizable mass of aluminum. John Goodman, A Roseanne Star's Paradise Lost. The destruction of John Goodman's $4.6 million Pacific Palisades estate tells a particularly poignant story. Purchased in 2008 as a West Coast retreat, the 5,250-square-foot mansion held 15 years of memories. Though Goodman primarily resides in New Orleans, this California haven served as his creative sanctuary, where he'd rehearse lines while walking through the now-destroyed gardens. Local security cameras captured the moment the property's signature red-tiled roof collapsed, sending a shower of sparks into the night sky. All that remains is the blackened outline of what was once a championship-sized pool, now filled with ash instead of crystal-clear water. Eugene Levy, Schitt's Creek star's real-life disaster. Eugene Levy's evacuation story reads like a Hollywood script, but with real-life consequences. The Emmy-winning actor found himself trapped in gridlock traffic as flames approached his $3.9 million Pacific Palisades residence. It was like a scene from a disaster movie, Levy later recalled, except I wasn't acting. The modest two-story home, purchased in 2006, represented more than just real estate. It was where he celebrated his Schitt's Creek success with his family, including son and co-star Dan Levy. Now, only the charred remains of his attached garage stand as a testament to what once was. Jennifer Grey. Nobody puts baby in the corner, but fire spares no one. The Dirty Dancing Star's lost cuts particularly deep. Grey's home wasn't just a house. It was a museum of movie history, containing her original Dirty Dancing, script with handwritten notes, the shoes she wore during the famous lift scene, and countless personal mementos from her decades in Hollywood. Her daughter Stella's Instagram post revealed the heartbreaking scope of their loss. The house where Mom practiced that lift in the backyard pool, where Patrick Swayze once visited for dinner, where we celebrated every milestone. It's all gone. Grey and her dog Winnie escaped with only minutes to spare, as security footage shows flames literally dancing across her property line. Milo Ventimiglia. This is a story of survival. In a scenario that could have been pulled from his hit show, This Is Us, Milo Ventimiglia faced an unimaginable choice. with his wife 9 months pregnant. The actor watched helplessly through their security system as flames engulfed their newly renovated home. The nursery they had just finished painting, the vintage crib passed down through generations, the hand-painted murals, all reduced to ash in minutes. Yet Ventimiglia's response captured the spirit of his optimistic character Jack Pearson. "We'll make do. Wife and baby are most important." Local firefighters later found the charred remains of a This Is Us script in what was once his home office. The pages curled and blackened, but still showing traces of his character's final scene. Ben Affleck, A Race Against Time. When Ben Affleck purchased his $20 million Pacific Palisades mansion 5 months ago, he envisioned it as a fresh start. Instead, the actor found himself in a real-life action sequence, racing through smoke-filled streets not to save his property, but to ensure his 3 children were safe at ex-wife Jennifer Garner's home. Security footage shows Affleck, covered in ash, helping elderly neighbors evacuate, a true Batman moment without the cape and cowl. His newly installed art collection, including several original Batman comic pages, now exists only in insurance photographs. Jamie Lee Curtis. Horror icon faces real-life nightmare. While Curtis's home survived, the Halloween star watched in horror as her beloved neighborhood burned. The actress, who has faced countless on-screen terrors, described this real-life horror as beyond anything I could have imagined. Curtis transformed her garage into a makeshift shelter for displaced neighbors, proving that sometimes the most heroic acts happen off-screen. The local church where she filmed scenes for Freaky Friday was reduced to rubble, prompting Curtis to launch a community rebuilding initiative. Cary Elwes. The Princess Bride star's inconceivable loss. As You Wish took on new meaning for Cary Elwes as he watched his Malibu home surrender to the flames. The actor, beloved for his role as Wesley in The Princess Bride, shared harrowing evacuation footage that showed him helping neighbors save precious mementos before flames claimed his own property. His daughter's cherished Princess Bride-themed bedroom, complete with hand-painted castle walls, couldn't be saved. In a touch of bitter irony, the only item that survived was a fireproof safe containing his original Princess Bride script. Denise Crosby, Star Trek actress's final frontier. The Star Trek actress's Spanish cottage, a haven of tranquility in the Hollywood Hills, became another casualty of the inferno. Crosby, who had transformed the property into a botanical paradise with rare fruit trees and a meditation garden, shared heart-wrenching before and after photos. "Yesterday morning I had a beautiful cottage, now ashes," she wrote. Even the Tribble collection survived the Klingon, but not this. Her beloved garden, which included plants from all over the world, was reduced to scorched earth. The supporting cast, other notable losses. The devastation wasn't limited to actors. Celebrity hairstylist Jen Atkin, known for styling the Kardashians, lost her entire professional archive. Paris Hilton's $10 million Malibu mansion, a frequent setting for reality TV shows, burned as cameras rolled. The images of her fleeing with 5 Pomeranians became one of the fire's defining moments. The price of paradise, Hollywood's reckoning. The true cost of these fires extends beyond the billions in property damage. Insurance companies had canceled many policies months before, leaving some of Hollywood's biggest names financially exposed. James Woods, who filmed the destruction of his neighbor's home while evacuating, warned that a major insurance company had dropped coverage in the area 4 months prior. The aftermath, when the cameras stop rolling. As the smoke clears over Los Angeles, the true scope of devastation becomes clear. This wasn't just a fire that destroyed homes. It was an inferno that consumed history. Emmy Awards melted in their display cases. Original scripts turned to ash. Decades of Hollywood memorabilia, irreplaceable family photographs, and personal treasures vanished in the flames. Rising from the ashes, a community reborn. Yet from this devastation, a new narrative emerges. Kate Beckinsale opened her doors to displaced neighbors. Jamie Lee Curtis turned her surviving home into a command center for relief efforts. Anthony Hopkins, despite losing everything, helped organize support for displaced pets. In the end, this catastrophe revealed something profound about Hollywood's elite. When stripped of their mansions, awards, and accolades, they're simply members of a community in crisis. The fire cared nothing for Academy Awards or box office numbers. It treated every home, every dream, every memory with the same merciless equality. The final scene, a new beginning. As Los Angeles begins its long journey to recovery, the stories of these actors, their losses, their resilience, their humanity, remind us that sometimes the most compelling dramas unfold not on the silver screen, but in the real world. While the physical structures may be gone, the spirit of Hollywood's community proves stronger than any inferno. The credits haven't rolled on this story yet. As dawn breaks over the scorched hills of Los Angeles, the work of rebuilding begins. And if there's one thing Hollywood knows how to do, it's how to craft a comeback story. This time, though, it's not just for the cameras. This time, it's for real.